strive for justice and peace among all people, and respect the dignity of every person. That's loving. And by doing so, you'll become more fully the person that you were created to be. You know, the Bible says that we are to love one another. For this is the message you have heard from the beginning. We should love one another. I don't know if any of you remember, some of you were here when Bishop Michael Curry came here a couple years ago. And I love how he puts it. He says, if it ain't about love, it ain't about God. You know, from the beginning, it was God's desire for us to be a reflection of who he is. We were made in the image of God. We're supposed to reflect God's character. And what is that character? What's that primary character within God? It's love. You were created to love. That's the point Jesus was made in the reading that we just heard. He said to love your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with your whole being. But not only that, but to love one another, to love your neighbor as yourself. He said that everything stems from that. That's where it all begins. Jesus, he gave love. It was the primary virtue. Every thought, every response that you have, every act must come from a place of love. And you've heard this before, but we need to be reminded of this so often, that yes, love sometimes is this wonderful, this warm, intoxicating feeling. But it's so much more than just an emotion. And in fact, according to the Bible, love is more of a framework on how to live your lives. It is about being outward, not inward. It's about giving, not receiving. Love acts on the behalf of others. It promotes the well-being of others. But here's the thing we need to be aware of, that God has given you the freedom to choose how you're going to live your life. God has given you that freedom. God has given you that choice. But you also have to bear in mind how you choose to live impacts who you are and who you will be. Words that you utter to others, actions that you do to others, not only reveal who you are, but also scopes who you will be. You know, one of my favorite philosophers, he's a Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. Some of you might be aware of him. And I love how he put it. He said, watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny. In other words, how you choose to be with others impacts who you are. And you might be asking, how do I love? Well, it's not rocket science. You have a choice with every interaction if you're going to lift up others or put them down. It's not brain surgery. And if you really are struggling with it, if you're really struggling with how to do it, I'll make it really simple today. We'll start with the simple. And we'll start with taking the cue from the doctors, who traditionally in the Hippocratic Oath say, primum non nocere, which means, first, do no harm. In Gen Z language, that means don't ghost others. If you got the tea, don't spill the tea. If someone's spilling the tea, don't sip the tea. In Episcopal language, it's this: strive for justice and peace among all people, and respect the dignity of every person. That's loving. And by doing so, you'll become more fully the person that you were created to be. And now, to live this out, I'm going to have you all stand up. And you got to join in this because the recording ain't great. But sing along. And you can hold hands, you can sway, whatever. I don't hear anyone. Love, love, love. Louder. I'll start it from the beginning.
There's nothing you can do that can't be done.
Oh, do I have to stop it?
Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game.